FDA panel endorses lower-dose Moderna COVID shot for booster. Some Americans who received Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine at least 6 months ago should have a half-dose booster to increase their coronavirus protection, according to U.S. health officials. A group of outside experts to the Food and Drug Administration unanimously decided to suggest a booster shot for elderly, as well as younger persons with other health issues, jobs, or living arrangements that put them at risk for COVID-19. The suggestion isn't legally binding, but it's an important step toward expanding the U.S. booster campaign to millions more people. After the FDA approved its usage last month, many people who received their original Pfizer shots at least 6 months ago are already getting a booster, and these are the same high-risk groups that FDA advisors suggested should get a Moderna booster. Despite original Biden administration plans to do so, the panel highlighted that there is no proof that it is time to release booster doses of either the Moderna or Pfizer vaccines to everyone. Unvaccinated people are still at risk from the coronavirus, whereas those who have been vaccinated have strong protection against serious disease or death from COVID-19. Dr. Michael Kurilla of the National Institutes of Health said, "I don't really see a need for a let it rip campaign for everyone. The dose for the first Moderna vaccination is 2 100 microgram doses. However, Moderna claims that a single 50 microgram booster dose should enough. For people who had the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson shots earlier this year, the government convened its experts to weigh in on who should get boosters and when. On Friday, the panel will explore J&J. The FDA will make final decisions on boosters from both businesses based on the advice of its consultants. Even if the judgment is favorable, there is still one more obstacle to overcome. Next week, a panel created by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will provide more details on who should receive one. Many scientists in the United States disagree on who needs boosters and why they're needed, whether they're only for those who are at risk of serious sickness or whether they should be used to attempt to prevent milder infections as well. Moderna offered insufficient evidence to support their low-dose booster, according to the FDA panel. During the peak of the Delta variant in July and August, a Moderna study found that those who had been vaccinated recently had a 36% lower rate of breakthrough infections than those who had been vaccinated earlier. A 6-month booster dose restored virus-fighting antibodies to levels deemed to be protective in another research of 344 participants, with considerable rises in antibodies able to target the Delta form. But it was a limited trial, and only approximately half of the participants received the exact doses that would be given out as part of a Moderna booster campaign. Dr. Patrick Moore of the University of Pittsburgh said, "The data itself is not solid, but it is obviously trending in the direction that is supportive of this vote." Several counselors were concerned that boosting with a lower dose would deprive consumers of some of the benefits of a full-strength third shot. That might have a huge impact on the durability, Kurilla speculated. Moderna said it picked the lower-dose booster because it caused less unpleasant shot reactions like fever and achiness while also allowing for more vaccine to be available for worldwide delivery. Heart inflammation is a very rare side effect of both the Moderna and Pfizer vaccinations, especially in young men shortly after the second dose, and one unanswered concern is whether another treatment could trigger additional cases. Moderna's booster research was insufficiently large to detect such an uncommon risk. Israel, on the other hand, began offering Pfizer boosters earlier than the United States and to a larger portion of their population. Dr. Sharon Alroy-Price of Israel's health ministry told an FDA panel on Thursday that the extra shot isn't any riskier after 3.7 million booster doses were given out. The FDA's advisors deemed the results reassuring because the Moderna vaccine is identical. While Pfizer's boosters are only for select high-risk populations of Americans, Israeli officials attribute the Delta spike to a widespread use of boosters in their country. "There's no doubt in my view that the break in the curve was caused by the booster dose," Alroy-Price stated in response to FDA experts who pointed out that other countries have seen a reduction in Delta instances without using boosters widely. However, FDA advisors raised one perplexing issue. People with severely weakened immune systems can already receive a third full dose of the Moderna vaccine soon after their initial vaccinations, so the question remains whether they should also be eligible for a booster, which would be their fourth dose. The Howard Hughes Medical Institute's Department of Science Education